Check 1 2 1 2 1 2. What it do? Welcome everybody back to Pewter and Red Podcast here on YouTube. I am your host RTP Real Talk Perez, coming at you with another live stream. We are back. It is week 2. Shout out to everybody in the building. You know who you are. Skull Gang, all of y'all. We got Bucs Rays in the building, and we got Val in the building. You know what time it is. We're here. Wanted to come talk to you guys real quick. We do got an NFC South roundtable coming on tonight. I got a group of new people that want to talk some football and talk some NFC South. So we will be doing that tonight, sometime tonight. Probably more than likely it'll be 6:30 Pacific time, 9:30 Eastern time. So don't miss that. Let me put some rhythm. There you go. Get the ticker going. All right, let's play. Always forget to put the rhythm going. Anyways, excuse me. So we got that going on tonight. Now, once again, I would like to apologize to everybody. Give me the close-up. I'd like to apologize to everybody on the channel. I know I have been lagging. I've been lagging on this channel, and it's not my fault. Listen, it is not my fault. My job has been going crazy. We've been putting in a lot of overtime, I guess you can call it, which is not really overtime, but we figured out what's been going on with my job. Somebody kind of been messing up everybody's routes and blowing up the timing of everything. So I've been having to basically come home and going right to bed because I've been staying out there for so long. But now that we figured out what's been going on with my job, hopefully now I should be coming home a lot sooner, giving me more time to come on here, do some videos with you guys, do some live streams. And I wanted to do this one video for doing a little promo for the NFC South Roundtable. I wanted to do a call out. Wasn't able to do that. I wanted to do some editing and do some things for the shorts, for the YouTube shorts, which I might do after this live stream. I might, depending on how quick we end this live stream. But they're just like, listen, the channel is gonna get better. I promise you guys. We will get back to like the watching film breakdowns and watching post conferences and breaking. We're gonna get back to breaking everything down. I promise you guys. Thank you. Shout out to everybody that's been sticking around. I see 11 people in the building right now. Peter Alexander in the building right now. Love y'all, Buck Nation. Let's stand up. Yes. So, like I said, I will be getting back into it. The first week happened to be because of COVID. I mean, I didn't work all week, but I was dead, like messed up. And all this week that just passed, my job's been kind of crazy. So that's been happening. But enough about that. In the channel update again, this channel will start getting some more content going on. We got the NFC South Roundtable happening tonight, so do not miss it. 6:30 Pacific time, 9:30 Eastern time, so do not miss that. Let's get into it right here. Miss Sador in the building. Miss Sador in the building says Bucs by 12. Ooh. Well, last week, Tampa Bay Buccaneers surprised a lot of people. They surprised a lot of people when we beat the Minnesota Vikings. A lot of people had us as the underdogs, didn't have us getting a chance of winning that team. We ended up coming off of a great win against the Minnesota Vikings. I believe it was 20-17. I gave the prediction of 23-17. I was pretty much spot on there. We got gaming over here saying 27-17 in the building. Gaming Wizard. Amber in the building says Bucs by 7. Tampa Bay Buccaneers are not the underdog in this game. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers play the Chicago Bears in week 2. We are not the underdogs. Right away, that switched. A lot of people thought we would not win this game either in the offseason because people were slobbing all over the Chicago Bears and people were all down on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now, Minnesota Vikings did play a game this Thursday that just passed against the Philadelphia Eagles. I wanted to bring that up for a little bit because I wanted to focus a little bit on that game, and for 2 reasons. One, we just played the Minnesota Vikings, and 2, I believe we play the Philadelphia Eagles next week. Now, in the offseason, I had us losing to the Eagles. The Eagles beat the Minnesota Vikings, but I came off of that game saying this. One, like I thought, Minnesota Vikings offense is for reals. They had a bad game. Our game was us taking the ball away from them. Their game versus Philadelphia was them just giving the ball away to the Eagles. Kind of a different game. It almost seemed like the same game, but it was a little bit different. I say all that to say this. Minnesota pretty much got exposed with the run game. We wasn't able to run the ball as good as the Eagles, but we didn't run the ball in the same formation as the Eagles. Eagles did a lot of like 12 personnel, stuff like that. And the Vikings just could not stop the run game. Everything else, I think the Vikings were better than the Eagles, but they just could not stop that run game. They don't have the personnel to stop that run game. Eagles ended up beating the Vikings, but I left that game saying to myself, I am not scared of the Eagles now. I thought there was no chance that we could beat the Eagles. Now, next week, I think there is a good chance we could beat the Eagles, a really good chance. Now, my opinion might change after we learn a little bit more about our team after this week or tomorrow coming up, but we'll talk about that. Right now, we're focused on the Bears. Now, the Bears, the Chicago Bears, I watched their game against why can't I think of their name? Green Bay. Sheesh. Green Bay Packers. I couldn't think of their names for some reason. I knew who it was. I just couldn't think of the name. I had a brain fart. They played a game against the Green Bay Packers. Green Bay Packers kind of whipped on them. A lot of people are high on the Green Bay Packers now. I'm not sure if I'm high on the Green Bay Packers. I kind of feel like the Packers, I think it might have been more the Bears than the Packers, but again, it's only week 1. We will need more time to see what the Packers do against the Falcons. I do think the Falcons lose to the Packers. I think there's too much firepower from Green Bay for the Falcons to handle, and I don't think Green Bay got it like that. I'm not saying that Green Bay is like firepower from the NFL. I just think for the Falcons, the Falcons literally have zero firepower. They have no firepower. All they can do is run the ball, and they can't even do that well. I think it seems like they are able to do that well because they went against the Carolina Panthers, who are even worse at the moment than the Falcons, which is crazy to believe. But I do not believe in the Falcons at all. I do not believe in the Carolina Panthers at all. Now, if the Falcons beat the Packers, I will give the Falcons some credit off of that. That will make me a little bit of a believer of, okay, maybe the Falcons can compete. That's about it, depending on how that game goes. We'll see how that game goes, and then we'll, again, further develop our opinions on the Falcons, and also further develop our opinions on the Packers. But as far as right now, week 1, from what I've seen from week 1 with the Packers and the Bears, it felt like it was more the Bears having problems than the Packers doing their thing. Now, I do think the Packers are probably a little bit better than I thought they were going to be, which is still not saying much. But again, we'll progress our opinions on those other teams as the weeks go on and we get more and more games. Let's get into the Bucs Bears. This should be a very comfortable game for us. This should be a very comfortable game for the Bucs to come in and pretty much just, I don't want to say dominate, but have control of the whole time. I think this should be a game where our offense kind of finds itself, gets it together, kind of starts clicking, okay, we're kind of hitting on all motors now, on all engines go. I think we could do better in our run game against the Bears. We might be able to even find our run game against the Bears. I will say this, you can run on the Bears if you spread them out. If you spread everybody out, go shotgun with it, inside handoff, stuff like that, we should easily be able to run against the Bears. 11 formation, one tight end type situation, fullback, stuff like that where it brings the defense in more, packs the defense in, might be a little bit harder for us to run the ball that way. Can we run the ball? I hope so. We can run. I hope we can run the ball that way. But I think it will be a little bit tougher. But who knows? Maybe we find our rhythm, find our groove against the Bears with running the game. Passing wise, we should be able to do everything we want to do on the Chicago Bears, passing wise. This should be a game where our offense, just especially the passing, should start clicking and start finding itself. It'll be interesting. The one thing I do want to watch, the one thing I do want to see is more of Dave Canellis, right? We want to see more of his play calling. We want to see more of his type of rhythm, what he does rhythm-wise. But the biggest thing that I want to see is Baker. That's the biggest thing I want to see is Baker. Is it going to take him a while to get going again? I'm hoping not. I'm hoping maybe if it's one drive, I'm hoping maybe not even that. I hope we just start the game. And it's not about scoring a touchdown, okay? When I'm saying about Baker getting going. Like, if we go 3 drives and all we get is 1 field goal off of 3 drives, but in those 3 first drives, we got like 2 first downs, and then the second drive we got 3 first downs, and then, stuff like that. Like, that's what I want to see. What I don't want to see is having 3 drives and 2 of them were 3 and outs. That's what I don't want to see. I don't want to see us taking a while to get going like that. That's going to, especially against the Bears, that's going to make me feel like, okay, we're back on the schedule of we're just waiting for Kyle Trask to take over. That's how I'm going to feel. If we go back into stuttering and like our offense is still, okay, we got to wait for Baker to start getting going again. He looks like he's nervous again. We got to wait for him to get comfortable again. If it happens again in this game, then I'm going to go back to, obviously cheering for Baker, but in the back of my mind, kind of just waiting for Kyle Trask to take over. Waiting for the bad games for Baker, for Kyle Trask to take over. That's what I'm going to be doing. But if Baker comes in, he doesn't look nervous. Even if the first one is a 3 and out, but I'm like, oh, he doesn't look nervous. He just missed that throw or, good defensive play or whatever. If it's something, maybe a bad snap or, the O-line messes up and they got in there fast and sacked them. If it's something like that, again, I'm not about the numbers. Oh, this is what happened. I'm watching the game. What happened? What do I think just happened? If it's not Baker's fault and that's why we're struggling, then it is what it is. But if we're struggling because it looks like Baker's nervous again, it looks like he's scared to throw the ball again, that type of stuff, then I'll go back to that. If it's anything else, then we'll assess it the way it needs to be assessed at that time. But I do think offensively, we should get going. I think the Bears do not look good at all. The Bears, they don't look as bad as like the Panthers or the Falcons. That's not what I mean by don't look good at all, because there's tiers to this, right? They got tiers to this. It's the best way to do it. Ranking teams, ranking players, I found is not a good way. but putting people or players or teams or quarterbacks in tiers is probably the best way to do things. And if I had to put it in tiers, you would put it, the top tier are the teams that look like they're ready to go. They look like Super Bowl contenders, or they just look like playoff teams right now. They're ready to go. Teams that look like that was, what do you got? The 49ers. Who else looked like that? I can't think right now. But 49ers could just give you a point of what I mean by that tier. They look like they're ready to play in the playoffs right now. They're ready to go. They're hitting on all cylinders. And that was just week 1. That doesn't mean that team is ready to go right now. That could just be at that time they were ready to go and they played against a team that wasn't ready to go, so it really made them look like they were really ready to go. It could change this week. I don't know. I'm just saying as far as right now, that's the tier that I'm talking about. Then you got, I think, what I believe is our tier that the Bucs are in, which is we look like we're one of the better teams in the NFL, has some things to clean up, but we looked like we were ready to go. We had low penalties. Our offense struggled in the beginning, but at the end of the second quarter and the rest of the second half, it kind of caught on and it looked like it was ready to go. I think we could play a playoff game right now. We looked very good. I mean, again, there's a lot to clean up, but compared to everybody else, we looked more ready than a lot of other teams. Now, you have that tier, then you have tier like also the Lions, who else? The Chiefs, I know people are gonna be like, "Oh, you're crazy," but I felt like when the Vikings played us, I felt like when the Vikings played the Eagles, I felt like the Vikings were the better team. Thursday than the Eagles. They just really killed it, shot themselves in the foot way too many times. But I felt like they were the better team. Again, some people look at me, they're gonna look at the stats, they're gonna look at the record. They're 0-2, and you say that they look like they're more ready than the Eagles. They look like they're more ready than the Eagles. I don't know what's going on with Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts looked like he was, like he wasn't going through his progressions. He looked like he was so quick to just throw the ball, check the ball down, or run it. I don't know. The Eagles team didn't. It was they kind of won that game from basically just throwing over the top when they went zero blitz. That was the only thing that they did well in that game. And obviously, the O-line and the run game was just a monster. But they didn't really impress me like that. But then you got the team that I'm talking about, like the Bears, where they just don't look like a good team. They look like there's things they got to work on, stuff like that. But they just don't even. They seem like I put the Saints in that category as well, where they look like they can work on things and probably get a little better. But even when they do that, I don't think they're going to be that good of a team, even if they get a little bit better. And then you got a tier under that, which is where I put the Falcons and where I put the Panthers, where the Panthers look like they weren't focused. They didn't look like anything was good. And I don't even know if they can get better. And even though the Falcons won the Panthers, I just don't see them. It just didn't. There was nothing impressive. They can't take that and go win against somebody else. Like, it just didn't look impressive at all. So those are kind of the different tiers that I'm seeing right now. And I see the Bears as that tier where I just don't see them doing anything too much. So again, this should be a game where we take control and have control of the game the whole time. I don't see. I can't say the run game because I doubt they run on us. Justin Fields is really going to have to run with his feet a lot because I don't think he's going to be able to hurt us in the air. Now, Carlton Davis supposedly is not playing Sunday, is not playing tomorrow. Kalijah Cansey's not playing tomorrow, and I believe there was somebody else. Servassier is not playing tomorrow. So, Zion McCollum should be taking over for Carlton Davis. Does that give them a chance to throw the ball on us? Kinda. Not really. I'm really not worried about Zion McCollum. As far as pass coverage, now them running the ball that way, Justin Fields running at Zion McCollum, that's where they have their opportunity to make this a ball game, trying to win this game. That's where I'm worried about, is Zion McCollum tackling. So hopefully he plays aggressive and he makes the tackles that he has to make. But besides that, I'm not really worried about Justin Field offensively. I'm not worried about them defensively. Again, this should just be a game where we have control of it. We should take the lead early and just control the game, the whole game. So this will be interesting if it happens that way. This will be interesting to see how aggressive we are offensively once we take like a 2-possession lead, maybe. I'm not, I can't. I don't want to overlook this team, but I can't see anything. I just can't see anything where they have a chance. Justin Fields, a lot of these teams that are using this system that we're in, where they make the throws a lot easier for the quarterbacks. The system that we're in that's making it very easy for the quarterbacks. A lot of it seems like the NFL and the defense in the NFL has caught up to it. A lot of teams are not getting fooled by the bootleg. A lot of teams are bootlegging and having a defender right in their face right away. The only teams that are still being a problem in this offense are the teams that have geniuses, like Mike McDaniels for the Dolphins. That dude's a genius when it comes to this offense. Kyle Shanahan, that dude's a genius when it comes to this offense. McVay, that dude's a genius when it comes to this offense. But then you got the Eagles. You got well, I haven't really watched the Jags, so I can't say the Jags. But the Vikings, we all use those same type of plays, but for us it seems a lot harder. And it seems like the defense is just on us a lot tougher. So it does kind of seem like the NFL's catching up to this offense, except for those head coaches that know what they're doing in this offense and they have their own little wrinkles into it. So it'll be interesting to see Dave Canellis, see if he can get in his bag, see if he can join the ranks of these other coaches like Kyle Shanahan and Mike McDaniels that have this offense but put their own wrinkles and still make it hard for defenses to defend it. So it'll be interesting to see that. But I say that because Justin Fields in that offense, as well as Jalen Hurts in their offense, they just look like they're going to struggle this year. It just doesn't seem as easy as it did last year. Now again, week 1 for Jalen Hurts, that's week 1 and week 2. But for Justin Fields, that's week 1, maybe week 2, they open it up or something. I don't know. We will see. But as far as right now, it's just hard for me to see them competing against us. I just don't see it. Let's get to some of these comments. Val says, irritated me how well Eagles ran on the Vikings and the Bucs barely could. Got to work on our run game for real. Yeah, but I will say this. They ran it differently. They only had like 2 wide receivers, and they would be like in 12 personnel, and they were heavy. That's one. They were really heavy. And number 2, their O-line that's what they do, bro. Their O-line they know what they're doing. So, I think we could I honestly think we could do the same thing to the Vikings if we was to play in that formation a lot. The formation that they play in is a lot of heavy and a lot of like running backs in the backfield. It's like it's a different run game for sure than what we do. Our run game is way different than their run game. Misador says JTS needs to play under control with the Bears O-line being beat up. I see a huge game for Villa and Green. They can force Fields to roll JTS may walk into a sack or two. Yes, great point right there. Great point. And completely agree with you. Completely agree with you. Those are the biggest reasons why we don't have Yaya Diaby starting, even though I feel like he's easily a better pass rusher than JTS right now. He seems more dangerous, but we need our edges, our starting outside linebackers to keep the edge and keep JTS inside that pocket. Do not give him any lanes to run out of. That's going to be huge. It's going to be the biggest thing. It's going to be the biggest thing. It's the biggest reason why we're worried about Zion McCollum in the run game, or even defending Justin Fields, just tackling in general. But yeah, you're 1,000% correct on that. Bears have no DC tomorrow. Family matters. DJ Moore scares me a little, especially with Davis being out. DJ Moore is not a slouch. He's not elite, but he's not a slouch. But Justin Fields is just not seeing it right now. He's just not seeing it right now. So kind of makes me feel a little better. Don't believe Saints either. Number one, TB fan in the building says, I love us this week. Yes, I love us this week as well. Misador says, Hainsey snapping in the gun scares me. He's a little sketchy with his control. I mean, we didn't have that problem last year. Just could have been just this year. Just could have been that one game. NY Phenom in the building. Been a minute. Says the Falcons are the second best team in the division. Falcons D real. No, I don't believe in them at all. I don't believe in their defense. I don't believe in them at all. They got to prove it to me. Amber says thoughts on Baker starting with his shoulder. I mean, I have no thoughts about it. It doesn't matter to me. Whether he has a hurt shoulder or he doesn't have a hurt shoulder, he needs to perform. Plain and simple. And we should not have a problem replacing him if he can't perform. If his accuracy is not there, if he's messing up with his throws because of shoulder, sit him down and put in Kyle Trask. At first I was worried, like, oh man, his shoulder's already dinged up. And then I sat back and said, well, if he gets hurt, he gets hurt. If he gets hurt, he gets hurt. And I don't know if I want to say this. Let me say how I can say this. I'll just say this. Amber. I said in the offseason that I honestly see one way Kyle Trask starts. I honestly see one way that Kyle Trask starts. And it would be poetic justice, because it just seems to be Kyle Trask's, it just seems to be his way, and it works for him. And I see one way Kyle Trask starts. That's all I'm going to say, Amber. That's all I'm going to say. I see one way that Kyle Trask starts for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And if it happens that way, I think the story is going to play out good for us. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. I don't care, as long as we're winning. But pertaining to what you're talking about, Amber, there's something that I want to say that I don't want to say, because I do not want to put that type of energy in the air, because I'm for my starting quarterback. But I will tell you that what I just said, and that should tell you everything, my complete thoughts of the shoulder situation. Clack 5 in the building. Clickety clack says, what it do, peeps? We can't play down to Bears level of play. Need to see the run game come alive with offense opening up. Great facts right there, Clack. Great facts. Will we play down to the Bears level? I can't tell you. That's one of the things that we're going to have to find out. Those are one of the things where we got to see how our team is. We're learning our team. Every team every year is different, even if you have the same exact players. The team, the season is different. The feel, the vibes are different. We have to see what kind of team we have. We saw last week we have a team that will fight. We saw we have a team that doesn't give up, and we saw that we have a team that'll finish. That is great. That is great. Now, we were the underdogs for a good reason. We're not the underdogs in this game. Now, we're supposed to be the bullies. How do we react in this game? Do we become the bullies we should be? Do we play down to the competition? Do we slack off in the beginning and then try to pull it off at the end? Do we, take the lead in the beginning and then slack off at the end? What kind of team are we? This is just another week of us learning what kind of team we are during different type of situations, different type of, what's the word I'm looking for? Different type of, different situations that this team's going to be put in. Different situations, we have different reactions. So this is just something that we got to learn about how we react. Hopefully we find out that our team does not play down to somebody, that we just, hey, let's get ahead and then let's put them away. I don't want to play with nobody. Now, that doesn't mean that I want to see us bombing away. You know what I'm saying? We're up by 2 touchdowns and we're, over here doing trick plays and like showing. I don't want that. I want to be a team that we get ahead, right? Go up by 2 touchdowns or maybe 3 possessions, 2 touchdowns and a field goal. I'm not saying that that's what we're going to do, but I'm just saying as an example, I want to be a team that when we do that, we can put the playbook away and let's just run vanilla stuff, run the ball. I don't want to show no more plays. Just go vanilla until until the other team brings it back to a two possession game. And then, okay, open up the playbook a little bit, go ahead, and then, okay, put the playbook away, and let's make sure we can keep it. Our defense does their job and keeps it a 2 possession game and just close them out. That's what I'm hoping we do with the Bears. But again, week 2, we will find out what kind of team we got in this situation. Rashad West in the building says, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Devin White, have a great game. I hope so. Amber says, and this is the way. Yes. Real Triple OG in the building says, yo, what up? Clickety Clack says, flow in the game. Yes, so that's pretty much us breaking that down. Let me get to my prediction. I see this game in my head. I see it going a lot of ways. All of them is us winning. I don't see us losing this game. Again, this should be a game where we're comfortable all game. We should have, as Buck fans, we should be able to have our feet up after the second quarter, have our feet up and feel like, yeah, we got this game. And we shouldn't be nervous. I hope we don't end up in the fourth quarter where it's a tie ball game or we're only up by 1 possession. I'm hoping that's not the case. I'm hoping we put this team away early. But as far as the final score, I can see a lot of things. I can see 27-17. I can see 27-10. I can see 24-17. I can see 24-10. I can see 23-17. I can see 23-10. I don't see us scoring less than 23 points. I do see us scoring more than 27 points, but that's if our defense completely wrecks them and gives us and just puts points on the board for us like they did in the Vikings game. I could see us scoring more than 27 points there. I don't see them scoring more than 17 points. And I really feel like we should hold them to 10 points. Trying to think. I'm playing it in my head. I'm gonna say I do think there's a good chance they could get 17 points. I don't see them getting more than 17 points, but I just have a good feeling that, man, I might have to go 17. If Carlton Davis was playing, I probably would have picked 10 points. I probably would have picked 10 points if Carlton Davis was playing. I still think we can hold them to 10 points, even with Zion McCollum. But because of Zion McCollum playing on the field, I'm going to give them an extra 7 points. I'm going to say we slip up somewhere. I'm going to say we slip up somewhere and let them score somewhere where they shouldn't have. So I'll give them the 17 points. Even though I really feel like we hold them down to 10. I really want us to hold them down to 10. And it might just end up 13 or 14 points. But I'm going to give them the 17. It better not be more than that. 17 points for them. If we find our run game, 27 points. And when I say find our run game, I mean have our run game be better than what it was with the Vikings. Way better than what it was with the Vikings. I say 27 points. If it's just a little bit better than the Vikings, which I have a feeling it will just be a little bit better than the Vikings. It has to be better than what we did in the Vikings. And I'm not mad about what we did with the Vikings in our run game. I just want it to be better than that. And I have a feeling it will be better than that. $24. Run game's the same. We have same offensive type. Maybe Baker struggles a little bit in the first quarter, just a little bit. I just don't see us scoring less than 24 points. Maybe 23. I don't see us scoring less than 23 points. So I'm going to say I'm going to say 24. Let's go with that. I'm going 24. I'm going to go 24 points. 24. What'd I say? 17? I don't like that score. I'd rather it be 27-17. If we give them 17 points, I'm hoping that we got 27 points. But I kind of see 24 points because it might be like Minnesota Vikings where we could probably kick a field goal and make it 27 points, but we're not worried about that. We're just killing the game clock and we're going to go into a victory formation and end the game, and we end up with 24 points. So that's what I see. 24-17, that's going to be my final. Now, again, I see us stopping them to 10 points. From 10 to 17, I see that's where I see their score. And I see us from 23 to 27. Maybe in the 30s if the defense, put some points on the platter for us. Which is very possible. And our offense is running the ball and doing everything. But I'm going to go with 24 to 17. I'm going to go 24 to 17. That's my final thought. Final prediction, 24 to 17. This better not be a trap game according to Vegas. I hope not. Val says, personally, I see this game being a little closer than people think, but expect the Bucs to win. All right. Clickety Clack says, coaching should matter too. Bo's coach and first game was spot on for a win. 31 to 10 Bucs. Oof, you going big. 31 to 10 Bucs. Bucs 24, Bears 21. Really think trap game. All right, well, if it's a trap game, then they win. The Baker's Man Card Gallery in the building says 31-13 Bucs. I like it. Well, that's where we're at. Once again, everybody, if you're here, don't forget to hit that like button, man. Do me a favor, show some love, hit that like button. Tonight we will be doing we will have NFC South roundtable. So please show up. I will be streaming it live. Somebody else will host it, but I will be streaming live on my channel. So all you guys got to do is jump on this channel and show your support. There's going to be a lot of Saint fans there. There's going to be a lot of Panther fans there. There's going to be a lot of Falcon fans there. It is the NFC South Roundtable. Please, guys, show up, show love, rep the squad. Let them know that we're here. They think we're scared. It's going to be some new people that you guys haven't seen on my channel yet. And I want you guys to represent and let them know we're here, because they have no idea what the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are bringing. And we got to let them know. We got to let them know. So tune in tonight, 6:30 Pacific time, 9:30 Eastern time. We will do NFC South roundtable. Hopefully, again, this is my first time dealing with these guys, and hopefully they're not flakers. So hopefully we have that, and I don't think they are. I think we will be having that popping off. So yes, don't forget about that tonight. That's going to be it for Bucs Week 2 versus Bears matchup. Hit the like button. Show love to the channel. We're still growing. We're at 247 now. So we kind of grow slow, and then when the games come on, we kind of take a big jump. So that's what's been going on. And again, I've been lagging with the content, so that's why we're kind of going slow as well. So that's a little bit on me, a lot of bit on me. Hopefully this week I'll be able to get home and do some content and help grow the channel more. That way, when we do have our games live, that, you know, we got a lot of Buck fans in here giving opinions, and we got it. You know, the comment section has been live lately, so let's keep it up, guys. We'll keep it up. I will see you guys tonight. It's your man RTP, Skull Gang in the building. Do not forget, it is pewter and red till we cold and dead. I'll see you guys next time. I'll see you guys tonight. Deuce.